Hey guys, moving on with readings. My hours changed at work, so I'm home earlier these days, which means that I get an hour to myself to kind of like do some of these readings and whatnot. And I think I'm going to try and squeeze at least this one in tonight for Taurus. We're going to do a most recent, past, current, and future energy reading. Look at what that might look like for you guys, as I am reading for the collective energy. And as always, I read with the intent of delivering messages to those who need it most. So that's where I put my energy when I do this. I have given all the cards a good shuffle, and I've done a little meditation. And while I was meditating, I got the distinct sense that Taurus maybe feels like they've had to dig their hoofs in and hold their ground a little bit. You know, I'm not sure pertaining to what exactly, but it felt firm. And it didn't feel hostile. It didn't feel hostile. What it felt like was just boundaries, healthy boundaries is what it felt like. So that was the one thing that stood out the most. Now, I'm working with 3 decks here. And what I'm going to do first is pull all my major signifier cards from this Light Vision Tarot by James R. Eads. And then I'm going to... This card kept flying out. I'm just going to let it fly out again. It flew out over and over and over and over. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm going to, once I'm done pulling my signifiers, I'll pull my clarifiers, probably from Kim Cran's deck. I've been working with these 2 decks as of late, and I'm just into it. So I'm just gonna keep rolling with it, and then we'll pull any last universal messages from the deck. Okay. So let's go here. We're gonna pull a card that best represents Taurus's most recent past, what that looks like, and kind of, you know, build up a story for me as to how you are where you are now. How you are where you are, right? Okay, let's see here. Okay, the Knight of Pentacles and the 3 of Wands. Right off the hop there, I'm kind of feeling like this, to me, is very slow-moving energy. And the reason that it is slow-moving, don't mind my hair. I have greenhouse hair, and it's steamy, and it's all over the place. But the reason that I find that this energy is so slow-moving, well, the Knight of Pentacles, to me, is the slowest-moving energy in the deck. They would be the most contemplative, the most discerning, because they are really taking inventory of what they have around them. It's about the physical. It's about what's outside of us, okay? And they have an abundance. In fact, they have enough that they can actually be contemplative over it, and where they decide they're going to invest their seeds. Now, this isn't exactly like the Rider-Waite, but the other deck has a satchel connected to the knight on the horse, okay, and his seeds are in there, and he stands before this field that's barren, and he's deciding, is this where I'm going to plant my seeds, or am I going to go elsewhere? But very contemplative, especially with the 3 of Wands. Well, the 3 of Wands is very creative, and it's an energetic card. It puts the Fool standing at the forefront of something big and something important, possibly a journey, maybe traveling, going somewhere, moving, whatever it is. It's the forefront of something large that's going to happen. So let's move on. Let's pull a couple cards, or 1 card, or whatever the deck wants to give me, really, for the current energy. Two cards came out. Strength. I like this depiction of the Strength card. It's a lot more raw than the one in the Rider-Waite, and maybe we'll be able to get a double clarification on that. But also the King of Pentacles here. grounded to the ground with the Bull. This is an interesting lineup so far. So right now I kind of feel like what is important to Taurus is what's going on outside of them, and whether that's actually their physical abundance, like their home, their finances. It could also speak to, what was I going to say here? There was something important. Like where you invest your energy and how you're giving it to other people, or what you're investing it into, I think is where I was going with that. But let's pull cards to represent the potential future for April. What is April going to look like? Potentially, based on your own decisions and what you take from this reading. What is the potentiality? Ooh, the Lovers. This kept flying out as well. A lot in here. And this can represent so many things. But the one thing I am certain of at this moment, okay, is choice. This is a card of choice. But this can mean a lot of things. This can mean celebrating yourself, loving yourself. This could mean a partnership, but like, who knows? Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. The out of the gates here is kind of vague. What's on the bottom of the deck? The Eight of Swords. And this came up quite a few times as well, as did that one. Justice and the Emperor. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. There's a bunch of cards here that continuously flew out while I was doing like my little pre-read, my little pre-meditation. And I'm just going to show them to you because I feel like it's important. The Eight of Swords here. Justice. The Emperor. Matched with the Empress. And the Seven of Cups. And like I said, while I was doing my meditation, the one thing that stood out to me was like digging your hoofs into the ground and like not moving, and with healthy boundaries. And I feel like Taurus as of late is really coming up and like being 100% okay with representing themselves, okay, and holding their own in a very balanced way. And when I say balanced, I mean, you know, for being a bull, it's awfully graceful, like almost on tippy toe. You know what I mean? But I feel like Taurus has really worked hard to get to that point, where they feel so well assured within themselves. Okay, this Emperor card here, and the Empress card here as well. Okay, this is like, to me, as you go through the court cards, these are the top cards, the top male and female energies. And when I see the two of them here, they are equivalent, except one is masculine and one is feminine. But I'm kind of a believer that having a balance of masculine and feminine energy within ourselves leads us to being whole emotionally and mentally. And I feel like when I see these two cards together, okay, to me it speaks of personal self-mastery, as they are at like the top of the deck as far as the hierarchy goes. They are the wisest, they are the most experienced, they are mother and father, and even beyond that they are grandmother and grandfather. Okay, so there's a lot that goes along with this. And I feel like Taurus is really mastering themselves at not getting trapped in illusions or things that aren't so anymore. Becoming very observant. Okay, we're going to get into this more, but I feel like Taurus has come a long way. Let's clarify. I'm going to use Kim Cran's deck here. So we're clarifying the Knight of Pentacles and the Three of Wands. And like I said, in your most recent past here, there's obviously been standing still and trying to decide whether to move. That's what it feels like. Where do I move? I'm standing still. Do I stay? Do I go? Okay. The Queen of Wands just came up. Which really, I mean, goes nicely with the Emperor and the Empress. I want some more though. The Ace of Swords. I feel like Taurus is very much so standing in their own truth right now and standing in it confidently, very confidently. Okay. Standing confidently in your own truth. This Queen of Wands, this Ace of Swords, and this King of Cups right here. Okay. This is about, I believe at some point here, somewhere in your most recent past, you followed your heart space in a very significant way. Wherever it was going, you followed it. This Three of Wands, okay, which is a double clarification. This is a double clarification. I think at some point along the way in your most recent past, you had an epiphany about your happiness. And you, I think, are feeling so vibrant and confident and bold within yourself right now. Okay, that to chase your dreams and your happiness here with this Ten of Cups, this desire came in for you very recently. And I think whatever opinions or whatever distractions or thoughts from other people that may have been going on in the background, you silenced it right out. I feel that. But the desire to push, like it's almost as if you stood still for so long. To the happiness. Point me in the direction of the happiness. That's the way I want to go. Now, what does that look like? What does that look like? The Eight of Pentacles is on the bottom of the deck. Could have to do with your work. Could have to do with whatever is physically important outside of you that you work hard for. Whether it's your home, an actual job, a project, an idea. Let's look at your most current energy. Oh, that really came out quick, didn't it? Bear with me, friends. I just want to... The Page of Swords in reverse came out, and the Four of Cups in reverse came out as well. Yeah, like no hesitations. Where there was this extreme standstill at one point, there was like this decision to hit the gas and like, it's almost like you didn't even have to think about it. You knew. You knew in your deeper self that what you were doing was right for you. Yeah, death. Okay? So this change, and I feel like there was this huge flux, or at least this idea that hit you profoundly about your happiness in whatever direction that's in, okay? There was a serious end to a previous cycle, and a previous cycle that probably had you feeling like this a lot of the time, which is kind of, the Four of Cups is, I sometimes call it the sulking card, but I think what it really, really speaks to is things that keep you focused on the negative, and it's almost like contagious, and I don't mean in a nice way, okay? These cards are in reverse, and same with this Page of Swords, okay? This represents a youth who is very opinionated, and some would even define them as flippant at times, okay? and a tad sulky even, and very much so concerned about everyone else and whatever is going on around outside of them, and not so much concerned about themselves or their choices or how they affect the world around them, okay? These are now in reverse and matched with the Strength card, okay? See all those lions? All of them roaring and dude above, like rising above the inner primitive reactions that we all have, okay? This is rising above this, okay? You've risen above it. And like I said, I feel like Taurus really feels like they are feeling very confident within themselves right now, okay? The Emperor and the Empress matched with all this tells me, and I feel like there's been a death of old ways, old you, whoever that was, okay? I think as of late, you are feeling significantly more grounded than you're used to. There you are, okay? The bull with your hooves dug deep in, okay? All right? But I feel like there's been a tempering of yourself, and that's why you're at the top of your game, because you're not reactionary anymore. You're not reacting to things the way that you used to, okay? There's been this extreme sense of awareness going on, of self-awareness. I just want to note that the Eight of Pentacles is at the bottom of the deck here, okay? This represents the physical, the tangible, what is outside of, around us, okay? And I think that you consciously have been working on this part of yourself for a very long time, okay? You have been coming into a state of, what's the word I'm looking for? You're coming into a state of temperance. I'm just going to call temperance. And, you know, temperance continuously flew out in the meditation. And that is very much so about being balanced within oneself and, like, instead of reacting, taking the higher road, you know, and allowing our feelings and these negative things to pass through us instead of, like, hit us and hold on, okay? And that's what I was seeing. I just want to pull a few more cards for the current energy here, because that's what we're reading right now. We've read the past, okay? And this desire to change and move forward into your happiness, a very, like, you may have even, like, left some things behind physically, like physically left them behind in order to do this, potentially. You, let's see what they say here. Let's pull a few more. Oh dear, I see it. Hold on, friends. Look who it is. Look who it is. The Empress. Like I said, Taurus, there's been this rebirth of yourself. Perhaps you've had some personal realizations as of late. I knew there was something else in there. Oh, geez. What do we got here? After death, the Empress. The Eight of Wands. And the King of Pentacles. Okay, this is Taurus. But this is you literally rocking, like, your purest form. Like, something struck you, like the desire for change, the desire for self-improvement, What is this Lovers card about? We're now looking into April, Taurus, okay? You had the Lovers come out for your potential future energy. So what I mean by that is when I'm talking to the deck, I'm not talking to the deck and being like, hey, tell me the future, because I don't do that, okay? But what we're looking for is the energies set out cosmically, physically, whatever, okay? And what they might look like. And I do this so that you can maybe take some insight from it, better prepare yourself for your month ahead. You know, if you were to encounter certain circumstances, how would you deal with them, right? I think that you've really learned, like, the answer to any difficult person or difficult situation is really through love and not reacting and being calm. You know, everyone thinks of the bull as this big, horned, charging thing that will bulldoze you over, okay? But bulls are actually pretty calm for the most part, you know? You go up and scratch behind their ear. They're not always reactionary to everything, okay? They can be quite calm and quite content just to sit still while everything else chaotic rolls around them. The Queen of Swords came up in reverse. Yeah, I think to speak to the energy that's coming up in April, I feel like at points in April, you may be tested, okay? We talked about having to dig our hooves into the ground and hold your position, you know, hold your position and not let people walk on you. And I think you might be tried and tested for the month of April, okay? We have the Ten of Swords, the Six of Swords, okay? We also have the Queen of Swords in reverse. We also have the Five of Swords in reverse and the Four of Swords in reverse. But at the end of all that, which is like, that's really intense, okay? This is to clarify for the Lovers card, okay? That's very intense, especially coming up for the Lovers card, okay? When I spoke about the Lovers card, I spoke about having to make decisions and self-care and self-love, all right? And after all that chaos, we got the Ace of Cups right here to finish that off. So in between the Lovers, okay, in between the Lovers and the Ace of Cups, we have all of this, we have all this, okay, and this is exhausting mental energy, okay, and I think that there's going to be points this April where you may feel tested and you may feel like you want to say something, you want to communicate how you're really feeling, okay? And the tendency to slip into the old Taurus, the old bull, who's like, you know, horns down, you know, breathing from the nose heavily, okay? That's old Taurus. And I feel like Taurus has graduated from that, being that bull, to the type of bull that is found very calmly amongst the buttercup flowers and the spring flowers in the field. And they're laying there and they're very calm, okay? I think the deck wants to remind you that you always have a choice to respond with love and in a loving way, okay? If you at any point, even maybe now, like we're into April, if someone's testing you, okay, you have a choice to like move on from that behavior and not engage it, okay? But I think you already know that, and I think that Taurus is feeling confident enough right now that they just don't care. that's what I really think. I think there's this aspect of loving thyself, knowing thyself, okay, and knowing that these more negative things don't affect you anymore. They no longer affect you. Backstabbers, cold people, arguments, okay, and like even needing to take a break from it all, like you're not even there anymore. You're above that, okay, in this Lovers and this Ace of Cups state. You would much rather offer people your heart, okay, from a loving perspective than anything else. Let's wrap this up though. Yeah, I just feel like you are the bull right now in your purest form, in your most authentic form, where it's like, you know, you don't push me and I won't push you. I just want to be a peaceful bull, you know? And I think right now other people recognize it. Like this Emperor and this Empress energy, people are gravitated to that. Exuding confidence here with the Empress. Like, it's so loving. It's very loving. Last messages from the universe. Anything that Taurus should know, anything Taurus should be prepared for, or just any other words of wisdom. Yeah, let's go with that. Let's go with that for Taurus. Last messages from the universe for Taurus. One second. Universe, I think, look, this is what came up for you. The High Priestess. The Queen of Wands again. Okay, Queen of Wands walks into the room and people know. Okay, she is always at the top of her game. She always, she knows exactly what to say. Okay, she knows exactly how to talk to people. She knows how to empathize with others. She knows how to inspire people. She knows how to bring out the passion in others. Okay, and this matched with this High Priestess, and this is the boundaries. Okay, this King of Swords right here, this is the boundaries that I'm talking about. What I'm talking about in regards to the bull being aggressive or, you know, more passive, this is all of it all together. All of it together. You are so beautifully balanced between your spirituality and your intuition, trusting your gut, as well as your presence and how that stands out to other people, but also keeping very firm, loving boundaries with those people and for yourself. So this also speaks to self-preservation, but in such a beautiful way. Okay? And it's so incredibly balanced. And all the things that you want in your life, okay, with this Nine of Cups are going to start coming towards you because you are just putting it out there. Okay, that karmic wheel of fortune is going to spin, and it's going to spin accordingly. You get back the energy that you put out, and I think that's really important to you right now. Okay, so if you have some difficult people, situations, groups in your life that kind of make you want to rip your eyeballs out or whatever, you know, that are giving you a hard time, remember who you are and how hard you've worked to get where you are right now, okay? And if you have to make a decision to disconnect from toxic things, I don't even need to tell you, Taurus. I think you already know that it's totally cool to do that. Any last little things, just to wrap us up to 30 minutes here. Last little things. So Taurus, it's not even funny. Keep doing what you're doing, Taurus. You are just like radiating love. You've worked so damn hard, man. I can feel it. I feel it. I feel you. I love you guys. Stay safe. Make wise choices. We'll talk later.